Welcome back to another Clash Mini video. This video will be covering the Magic Archer and going over general placement tips, strategies, best decks, and more. Starting off right away with the Magic Archer stats. Magic Archer is a 4 elixir ranged mini that deals 2 damage per hit with 6 health plus 1 for each star upgrade and an attack speed of 0.35 seconds plus 0.1 for each star upgrade. Now for his star abilities, his base ability is a Pierce Shot, which goes through the first target it hits all the way to the back end of the board. This is really useful in hitting backline minis such as Archer Queen, Musketeer, Archer, and so on. 1 star gives his base arrow 1 extra damage, taking it up to 3 total. 2 star gives him 2 Dissipate, letting him take away energy from other troops. And finally, his 3 star gives him double damage against block and shield. For some general tips for Magic Archer, because of its base ability with Pierce, it's best to try to line up minis along his shot path. This means that to use Magic Archer well, you have to be able to predict where the opponent's going to place his front line, as well as where he's going to place his back line, so that you can make a line between them with the Magic Archer and get insane value off of him. Now, in the background, I'm going to show every single marcher angle that can be used, so you know what minis hit what tiles on the board. Overall, in terms of best spots to place the Magic Archer, the best spots to place him would be the first, third, or fifth column in the bottom 2 rows somewhere, as those give you the best chance to hit the most tiles possible with the shots. These also let you hit vital spots on the board, like the back 2 corners depending on where you're placing him, as well as the front corners, and gives you access to the lines along the middle. Now, Magic Archer doesn't have a lot of health, so it's best to try to protect it from archers or miners in the back by placing a melee troop like Lumberjack or Knight Skeleton Guard behind it, so that it's actually able to get value for your team. Next up, for when to get its star abilities and in what order you should. If you don't have anything specific you're trying to counter with the Magic Archer, you can use the +1 damage, as this is just a really good overall upgrade, increasing his DPS pretty significantly. Now, if you're using Magic Archer specifically to counter a hero, you can use the Dissipate ability. Using this allows you to stop the heroes from getting their supers, which is their entire point in the game. This works great against melee heroes, as they're usually easy for Magic Archer to target, but it's also really valuable against the long-range minis Royal Champion and Archer Queen, as it can completely shut them down if it hits them. Finally, for the 3rd star, you would only really use this one in regards to countering Shield Maiden, but there are better options for countering Shield Maiden, namely P.E.K.K.A, Dissipate Mini P.E.K.K.A, and actually Magic Archer's own 2-star ability. So this one doesn't need too much use, but if you ever need it, it is very nice to have. Overall, I would definitely go with the 3rd Shatter upgrade last, and start off with either the 2nd ability in Dissipate, or go with the extra damage in order to just be a more consistent damage dealer on the back. Now, for the minis and heroes that Magic Archer goes really well with. First off is the Barbarian King. A Magic Archer with the damage buff from Barbarian King is actually incredibly lethal, especially if you already have the 1-star upgrade on it, as now it does 4 damage with every single attack, which is pretty crazy. This is pretty good for clearing out an entire row really quickly, and can win you a game easily if you get a good angle. Now for the Archer Queen. Using Magic Archer lets you take out and target the enemy's Archer Queen, as well as being a solid damage dealer to go alongside your Archer Queen. Another hero that likes to use the Magic Archer is the Monk, as Monk is really easily countered by the Archer Queen, which Magic Archer does a really good job at taking out. Then for minis that pair along well with it, since Magic Archer is pretty similar in usage to the Archer Queen, the common units that would go well with her go good with the Magic Archer as well, these being the Healing Ranger and the Lumberjack, as they both increase the speed of the targets they hit, Lumberjack with his base ability, and Healing Ranger off his 3-star. And this just makes Magic Archer a more potent threat while the speed is active. Some other good ones are the 2 elixir tanks that would be used, as they can be used in the back, like I said earlier, to defend against archers and miners, these being Skeleton Guard, Knight, and Barbarian. Of these, Skeleton Guard is the best for the early game, or the early round, should I say, as its 3-star clash ability gives it insane health near the beginning, but it starts to fall off due to its low health afterward. Knight is really consistent, and can charge up his super pretty easily, and you can also use its 2-star ability to actually help make some Magic Archer angles that you normally wouldn't be able to get. Finally, Barbarian, it's just a solid damage dealer. If you're running this in a Barbarian King deck, Barbarian is a great choice to use for this slot. Finally, another great 2 elixir mini to pair with its 4 elixir cost is the Spear Goblin, as the Spear Goblin also acts as a counter to the Archer Queen, so having both of those options available in your deck just gives you a more consistent choice against Archer Queen. Overall, Magic Archer is a really consistent unit that takes a lot of skill to play, but if you can pull it off well, it is insane at its job, as it can easily counter pretty much all the units in the game that rely on supers or have long range. That's going to be it for this video. If you're interested in more Clash Mini content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and it would be greatly appreciated if you liked this video and commented, as it helps in the algorithm. And if you want updates on current videos I'm working on at the time, you can join my Discord in the description down below, where I'll be posting sneak peeks for upcoming videos, streams, and more. Have a great day, and good luck on the board.